Hey YouTube, what is going on? So, something a bit unfortunate happened. I cracked my iPhone 10. So, basically, for those of you who don't know, I did have an iPhone 10 that was like brand new for about 3 months. That is not what this is. I switched to a 256 gigabyte iPhone 10 because I sold my old one for money, and then I realized that I really miss my iPhone 10, so I just bought a new one almost immediately. This one's 256 gigs. I bought it for $240. The only issue being okay-ish battery, 85% health. I replaced it. It had cracked back glass, and it has a bit of water damage, which caused the camera to have spots in it. I'm not going to bother with clearing out all the corrosion just because I don't have time, and I think it hasn't really reached the board or anything. So what I'm going to do in this video is replace the back glass, which I did replace, and then broke it a week later. I guess the replacement glass isn't that durable, but I think I weakened it when I dropped it from about 4 feet onto concrete. And then I dropped it on wood with my case on that time, and it totally shattered. So I have new back glass. I'm going to do a glass-only repair, which is difficult, but I've done it before, and it turns out pretty good. And it's a lot cheaper than buying a brand new housing, so for me that makes most sense. I'm going to replace the camera lens, which has spots in it, and then I'm going to put a new seal on it to keep the water out. Anyways, let's jump right into the video. So as you can see, I have all the glass off the phone. generally when you do this, I just forgot, you should probably cover your phone screen with tape, because as you can see there's some glass shards on here which could scratch your screen, so just keep that in mind. So there's some residue glue and it can be a bit hard to get off. I recommend using rubbing alcohol. That's what I'm going to do here. So now with the back glass off and the glass cleaned, it is time to reinstall the new glass. So what I will be using is B700 glue, which is glue for jewelry and miscellaneous other things, and it's water resistant, so it's good for this. So yeah, I just apply that on in a similar pattern to the way Apple does it, and then I put the back glass on, and then I use clamps to make sure that the back glass is adhered properly, and I leave it on the clamps for a while. Okay guys, so it's been drying for about 6 minutes, which should be dry enough to take off for now. So you can clean out the glue that seeps out, because there's some glue that will seep out of the phone. So what I have here is just some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. I'm just going to rub off the sides, the camera lens as well, and you'll still see it a little, like even when it's not flowing out. That's just one of the imperfections of a glass only repair. Okay, so it has been 3 hours and I'm going to take the clamps off. Take the plastic off, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. So I'll probably rub some of the glue off and then I'll show you guys. So now with our back glass looking good, it is time to replace the camera, which has 2 spots on it. So here is a camera I bought for $35. This is a used original iPhone 10 camera, exactly the same quality. Here is a seal to reseal the water resistance. This was like $40 total, and actually that was including the back glass, but just for a camera repair, Apple charges $80. So this is like less than half of what Apple would charge you for it. Okay, so here is our camera sensor. So, without any further ado, let's get right into the repair. So to begin, we heat up the phone with a heat gun and remove the 2 bottom screws, and then once we get into the phone, we just remove the display, well the battery first and then the display. Now with the display removed, we can just clean up the adhesive and then get right on to removing the camera lens. So as you can see, I am removing the 2 screws that hold down the bracket that holds the camera in place. And once I got that bracket free, I tried several different pry tools to get it off, and I found that the iFixit Jimmy works best. It is surprisingly held in there pretty strong, so yeah. So what we're doing now is just putting the screen adhesive on so we can get some of the water resistance back, and then putting in all of the screws and closing the phone. And we're done. My iPhone camera is working good again, and my back glass is no longer shattered. So, if you liked what you saw, let me know in the comments. If there's anything I could have done different, let me know as well. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.